Helen, the most beautiful woman in the world, is a paradox. To the public eye, she is the epitome of grace and innocence, a queen torn from her homeland by the seductive charm of Paris, the Prince of Troy. Her story, woven into the fabric of legend, paints her as a helpless pawn in a grand affair of the heart, an unwitting victim of fate's cruel hand. But is this the truth? What if the real story behind Helen's disappearance is far more complex and far darker than anyone ever imagined? In the glittering halls of Sparta, Helen's marriage to Menelaus is one that many would envy. She is respected, powerful, and adored. Yet, beneath the surface of her seemingly perfect life, a storm brews. Helen isn't content. Her thirst for power, for more than just a royal title, begins to shape her destiny. She sees the war between the Greeks and the Trojans as an opportunity, not just for personal revenge, but for political gain. She realizes that her beauty is more than just an asset. It's a weapon, one that could bring an entire kingdom to its knees. What if Helen's affair with Paris wasn't an accident? What if she chose him not out of love, but out of cold, calculated ambition? The allure of Troy, the promise of a throne far more powerful than Menelaus's own, and the opportunity to become the queen of a new empire stir her heart and her desires. Drama. A power-hungry queen manipulates those around her, while everyone assumes she's a helpless victim. Who is Helen really working for? Helen's motivations are shrouded in shadows, and those closest to her fail to see the extent of her machinations. Menelaus, though suspicious, believes his queen's story of being swept away by Paris's charms. His pride blinds him to the possibility that his wife is more cunning than he realizes. She plays the role of the tragic, beautiful victim so perfectly that even the gods, particularly the jealous and vengeful Hera, are moved to pity her. But Helen has always been more than a mere pawn. Behind her serene and captivating gaze is a woman who understands the intricacies of power. She's learned to manipulate every situation, turning even the simplest interactions into intricate dances of diplomacy and seduction. As her journey with Paris unfolds, it becomes clear this is no simple love affair. At the heart of it all is a dark secret. Helen's true allegiance is not to Paris, nor to Menelaus, but to a higher cause. She is working not only for herself, but for the elusive figures who have been watching her every move: the gods, the old forgotten rulers, and the elusive shadow faction that exists behind the throne of Troy. Is she the pawn or the puppet master? As Helen's story progresses, the question lingers in the air: what does she truly want? Power, revenge, freedom, or perhaps, in the end, it's the intoxicating idea of being the one who controls fate itself, pulling the strings from behind the scenes as empires crumble and lives are shattered. This version adds layers of complexity to Helen's character, turning her from a passive victim into an active, calculating force behind the Trojan War.